Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gradeup's MBA Prep channel. Some of the MBA examinations of this season are over, the major ones. Uh, CAT is over, right? XAT is over. SNAP is done. NMAT, almost most of you must have taken NMAT. Some of you must be remaining for NMAT. Then, if you talk about the next exam, that is one major exam that is left is IAFT, right? And post that, you would be, some of you who could not do well in those examinations might be thinking that let me prepare for 2021. Okay, so you must be some of you will start thinking that should we prepare for 2021 or not? Okay, so there is the last hope for the year, which is Maharashtra CET, and especially for students from Maharashtra, it's the best examination there, right? Maybe for outside Maharashtra, it's a very tough competition, but still you have hope, right? So if you do really well in it, yes, you get to some of the decent B schools. And for non-Maharashtrians, obviously for the Maharashtrians, it is a good chance. Okay, so you have around 2 months left for it. Okay, you have 2 months left for it. So let us see what should be your ideal strategy in the next 2 months. What are the expected dates of the examination? What is going to be the syllabus, pattern, etc. The last year's pattern, right? So comparing with the last year's pattern, how you can expect the paper to be this year, and how Gradeup is going to help you with this preparation. Okay. So good evening all, once again welcome to the session. Please like this session and share this and subscribe to our channel if you are new to the channel. Okay. So Maharashtra CET 2021 expected dates as per us is 14 or 15 March. It is generally held in mid-March, right? So expected dates are around 14 to 15 March. It might be 2 day or it might be like 3 day as well, right? 14, 15, 20. We don't know yet, but expect it to be around this time. So around 61, 62 days, right? It might get delayed by a week, right, at max, but generally it is held during this time. Okay. So you have these many days left with you. So around 2 months left. Okay. So for this, Gradeup is launching a crash course including Maharashtra CET and CMAT. So we are going to have classes for both these examinations, right? In which we have just launched the course. We have started the enrollments. We have over 150 live classes in this. Okay, it will be taught through live classes like you are watching this live session. Okay, and it has we will be providing you mock tests, PDFs for revision, practice questions as well. So it is a it's a crash course for around 45 days for covering both these examinations. It will cover CMAT as well as Maharashtra CET. Okay, and we have a pool of good mentors that will assist you in its preparation. All right. Okay, so let us see some of the things about this examination. What is there in this exam? How was the exam last year? Right? What were the scores that you need to get into the top colleges, etc. So I took this examination way back in 5 years back in 2016. I had got All India Rank 2 that year. Okay, I have a fair bit of idea about this examination. Even this year I took it and I got a decent score. Okay, not among the toppers, but yes, a decent score this year as well. Okay, so if you talk about the pattern, the first and foremost thing that you should know about any examination is the pattern of the exam. Okay, so if you talk about the pattern of this examination, it has 50 minutes, right, and it has 200 questions. Okay, sorry, it is test time is 150 minutes, not 120 minutes. Test time is 150 minutes, and it has there is one good thing about this examination is there is no negative marking in this exam. Okay, and there are 4 sections. The first section, which is logical reasoning, it has 75 questions. Then there is abstract reasoning, which is visual reasoning. It has 25 questions. Quant has 50 questions, which includes DI as well, and verbal has 50 questions, right? So this is the test structure that we have for this examination. Okay, so let us see what all is asked in this. Let's see what all is asked in this examination. What was the pattern last year? What are the scores that you get at in order to get into the top colleges? Okay. CMAT, yes, we will take a session on CMAT as well, so don't worry. Right now we are having a session on Maharashtra CET. That course will include preparation for both these exams, right? It will be for CMAT as well as Maharashtra CET. Yes, we shall have lectures. I mean, we will have some sessions on YouTube as well, right? Where we will discuss some questions and I mean, strategy based and those preparatory videos. And we have one course as well, which is complete preparation material, right? So we give you mock tests with that and practice tests, and we have a structured plan for that. Okay, so YouTube sessions will be, yes, we will take up some topics. We'll teach those topics on YouTube. We'll take up some practice on YouTube as well. Okay. So the logical reasoning section is the heaviest section of this examination. Some of you must have definitely written this exam. Right, so I think Ziba here, I think you wrote the exam last year also. I remember you attending my sessions, YouTube sessions last year. I think you must have written this examination last year also. So you know that the logical reasoning section is the most difficult section, most time consuming, right? And it is the most important section, which has 75 questions. So if you are targeting some good college, you cannot do away with this section, right? You have to at least a good number of questions from this. Okay, so you have good number of questions. Now see this in reasoning, the strategy. Like if you look for the past few years, you see at the papers, even last year there were 41 questions, as one as 41 questions on puzzles. Okay, and year before that also there were around 40 questions. In 2019 also you had around 39 to 40 questions, and last year it was 41. Okay, so it has 6 puzzles, like 6 sets, 7 sets, 5 they were across 7 sets, 5 sets of 6 sets of 6 questions each, and 1 set of 5 questions. Okay, so beneficial for non-Maharashtra, yes. See, for non-Maharashtra it is tough, right? But if you do really well, I won't say that it is not impossible, right? It is definitely tough, but not impossible, right? So if you prepare well, if you have confidence in yourself, why not can you crack this, right? 97.28 last year, first attempt. So Mayur, yes, you can raise your score. You can take it to 140 plus. Okay, and I'll show you the scores also for different percentiles. Okay, you can manage it, right? If you have done that way, you can definitely scale your scores this year. If your score is 65, you need to scale it up. So you have 2 months, right? You have 2 months. 2 months are good enough for preparation, right? So if your scores are low, not an issue, right? There are people, like some people who get bad scores in CAT, like we have seen people getting 70, 75 percentile in mocks and then raising that score to 99 plus in the actual examination, right? So if you work hard on it, right, I'll be sharing the strategies, what all things you need to do, right? So you can definitely scale your scores for this examination. Okay, now major chunk is puzzles. So one thing you need to keep in mind is you have to practice these daily, right? Circular arrangement, linear arrangement, box space, matrix space, so all sorts of arrangements, right? You should be thorough with, and within arrangements there could be blood relation involved as well, right? So that thing you need to do, right? Now, then there are some standard questions: coding, decoding, inequalities, direction sense, syllogism, data sufficiency, critical reasoning, right? A good chunk of questions from critical reasoning also. So do practice those questions as well. So you can decide that which are your strong areas. At least puzzles you cannot skip, right? Maybe you do five out of seven puzzles. You can decide to do 4 to 5 puzzles, but puzzles will give you good score as well, right? Because if you solve a puzzle, you get all those 5 6 questions, right? Okay, so that you have to take care of. Okay, and then these are the major portions. Okay, I'll be discussing the strategy section wise, what you need to do in each of the these sections. Then you have abstract reasoning. Abstract reasoning is visual diagrams. Okay, so there were three category of questions. Generally they give you 3 to 4 types of questions. One is analogies, where they give you like figure A with B, right? So there is some relation. Let's say this arrow is becoming this type, so they will ask that. This is a very lame example, right? Don't go by this example. Okay, so I'm just explaining what does this mean, right? So if they ask you what will be the relation between this, right? So this will be the answer. Okay, so analogies, you are given one relation and you have to match that relation with another one, right? Then you have complete the series, right? So you are given some series of images, like there will be 4 to 5 images, and then you will be asked let's say there are 5 images and you will be asked the sixth image in the series. So there will be some sequence, right? You have to follow that sequence. Okay, Suraj, yes, GK part for CMAT will be covered. So these courses are complete coverage of both the examinations. So we will cover each and every topics, right? So it's a course. There is one course because there's a huge overlap between the students who write all these examinations, right? So we will have, like, if you are preparing for CMAT, if you are preparing for both, you can attend all the classes. If you are preparing only Maharashtra CET, you can skip the GK classes, right? So that will be the structure. So we will teach for both the examinations. Okay. Okay, so then we have complete the series. Then you have similar relation figure. So there is some relation given to you, and you have to find that in which so they will give you two like they give you 2 images and they will give you 5 options. Okay, with some relation, and you have to match that in which of these the relation is the same, right? So suppose this is a inversion, like, so you will have to figure out in which of the images. So practice these questions. In our course also we shall have some questions of these types. We'll cover all these categories. Okay, and we will take some YouTube session also on the same, right? So do practice these thoroughly because it has 25 questions, and again you cannot solve each and every question in each of the sections. So you need to make a balance that you should at least try some questions. Practice as many questions as possible because this is something which is which can fetch you marks. Okay, but it is time consuming. I'll give the disclaimer as well that it is time consuming. Okay, sure, Aditya will make a video on shortcuts as well, don't you worry. Then coming to the quant and DI section. So quant DI section is 1/4 of the section, 50 questions. So last year there were 3 DI sets, so around 15 to 20 are of DI. 15 to 20 questions of DI, and the remaining is quant part. Okay, so what do we have in this is in DI they last year two of the 3 sets were easy. So DI is generally easy. So some of you must have written CAT, right, or must have gone through CAT, right? Of course you must have gone through CAT, if not written this year, but you must have seen the paper. So it is not that level, right? So don't think that CAT wala DI aega. No, it is simple DI. They will give you, so what they test you is, they will test you on the concept of percentage, right? Percentage increase. They will test you on ratios. Okay, they will test you on averages. So all those things will be tested in DI. Okay, now the thing is, if you talk about these things again, since it's a fast exam, right, you have to solve 200 questions. So obviously the level of questions is low. It's all about speed. Okay, so we'll take some sessions on speed building, how to apply shortcuts in quant, right? Even tomorrow I have some session on our Gradeup app, You can watch that session for free. That's a free series. Some quant shortcuts. So it is a two-part series. You can watch it tomorrow and day after, in which I'll be discussing that how to like some of the must-know shortcuts for quant. So tomorrow, I think you can download the Gradeup app, and if you are not on our app, so at 3:30 p.m. I have a session, so you can watch that session about quant shortcuts. Okay, then you have quantity comparison, number series, quadratic. Now these are some easy topics: number series, approximation. These are easy pickings. Quadratic equation. So all these are easy pickings. These are must do questions in quant, right? So you should compulsorily solve these questions because they don't take much time. DI you can choose like 2 out of 3 you can attempt, and then arithmetic questions also in majority you need to do. Okay, all right. So that is about quant and DI. And next is verbal ability section. Verbal ability section, last year there were 2 RCs. So around 15 questions, 30% of the paper is consists of RCs, and there are remaining questions which are non-RC type. So what are these? Then you had some question on common theme. So they had given 5 sentences and you had to find the common theme. Then word rearrangement, they will give you a sentence, right? So let's say, suppose the sentence is like this. Okay, so they will give you some words, and they ask you that rearrange these. So they will underline some 4 or 5 words and ask them to arrange in a sequence, right? So that is an easy thing. Then you have error spotting, in which you have to spot the error. So some questions of grammar, some questions of this RC. So that is main thing, right? And mostly, and the para jumble is good, right? So you have 7 sentences, and the questions are clear, right? You have to find that which is the first sentence, which is the second sentence, not individual questions. Okay. So this is it. We have for VA, right? Now, if some of you might have written the bank exams, right? So the entire sections, I would say, these are on bank exam pattern. So it is quite different from your normal MBA exams. Even if you see the quant section, right? So these are all bank type questions. They are asked in banking examinations, number series, quadratic, approximation. These are asked in banking examinations. So it is mix of banking pattern plus some unique pattern. Okay. Similarly, in this, in logical reasoning also, these are bank type puzzles. So for these puzzles, you can practice PO level puzzles. So if you go through, I mean, you can get content of that as well. Like on Gradeup app itself or our YouTube channel, you can go to the banking channel and solve those puzzles also for extra practice. Although we will be doing some in this for MBA as well, but if you want to, go through that, you can go to our banking channel. There we have those puzzles for PO and all. You can attempt those as well, right? So because if you want more practice, because this requires practice, we will be covering everything. But if you feel that you are weak in some of the sections, you can watch our sessions on our banking channel as well. So there also we have teachers who make you practice all these stuff. So it is entirely bank exam pattern. Okay. Missing in numbers is number series missing numbers, right? So see, let's say there are 2 kind of number series. One is they give you some like, let's say they will give you some number, like they will say 7, 13, 20, 28. Then they will skip this. Okay. Then they will write 47. So they will ask that what is the missing number here, right? So this is the missing number series. Okay. Price, and for this, so you need to get our Gradeup Super subscription. Okay, and for the price and other details, you can call on this number. This is our help desk number. You can call this. They will let you know about the prices. So I'll tell you in the end that what are the structure of Gradeup Super. That's a subscription model. You subscribe to that and you get access to all those, right? Uh, Mains or PO pre, I would say mix of both, because there are some puzzles which are very difficult as well. Okay, so do a mix of both. In our course also we shall have mix of both, like moderate and difficult level puzzles, because some of the puzzles are difficult also, not all are easy. So this is the structure that we will have. Okay, Shubham, mocks will update soon, right? So we'll be updating them. So we are giving mocks for that as well. Okay. So this is the structure about this. Now I'll give you some statistics about MAH-CET 2020 examination. What was the structure last year, and what was the marks, and also the structure I already showed you, right? What was the structure? Now this is the marks and all for required to get into the top colleges, right? So all India rank, the topper got 159 marks. Okay, so he is also, the person Sashank who got this highest marks, he is also alumnus of my institute, and like me, he also is involved in this edtech field, right? And then 99.99 percentile, there were 16 people, and the last person to get 99.99 percentile. So no one gets 100 percentile, even this is called 99.99. There were 16 people in this range, okay? And see, JBIMS accepts OMS, JBIMS, you have OMS seats are 18. Outside Maharashtra, you have 18 seats, and out of these, right? So, this is the closure, like this, at this percentile, they close these numbers, okay? Then you had 99.9 percentile at 134 marks. That is for JBIMS Maharashtra candidates, right? So Arman, see, for Maharashtra it is 99.9 JBIMS. At 99 you get Signum, right? At 98, 97. So these are the percentiles from the last year's course. Okay. Okay, and practice main or PO level DI. Okay, so practice for DI, I would say that PO pre should be fine. DI is not that difficult, right? The puzzles are difficult. DI, if you wrote last year, some of you must have written last year also. If you the DI level is pretty moderate, I would recommend that DI you can practice PO pre level, okay, or clerk mains level, not PO mains. Okay, so for DI you can refer to PO pre. I think PO pre would be too easy, because nowadays they have very easy papers in pre. You can refer to clerk main level. Okay, DI is pretty simple, not that difficult, but definitely your puzzles are lengthy and time consuming. Okay, you can solve those, right? You can solve those, but they take time. So if you have regular practice of solving puzzles, you definitely get very high very high scores in this. Get into JB. So if you are from OMS, you should target in the range 145 plus. And if you are from Maharashtra, okay, then your target score should be 135 plus. Okay, DI is lengthy, 80 marks. Himanshu, if you are getting around 80, yes, you can scale it up, right? It requires regular practice. So I'll come to that thing, practice part. So as I told you, this is the structure: 200 questions, 150 minutes, 75 in logical reasoning, 25 in abstract, 50 each in quant and VARC. Okay. Now, what should be the strategy for the next 2 months? Now, this is the important part, that what should be the strategy, ideal strategy to do this. Like, if you have not prepared well yet, right? So some of you must be preparing on the preparatory stage, not covered all the topics. I would say that you should brush up the basics in the next 3 weeks, right? What are the basics? Like for DI, you need to understand percentage, average, ratio thing well, right? You should know what is the pattern. You should have look at some past year questions, right? So some years like 2015 to 18, I think the papers are available online. You can get those, right? Go through those papers. Okay, so make some groundwork solid, that go through all the topics once, right? Just quickly brush up those things and identify that what are your strong and weak areas. Okay. Then you should focus on key areas in the last 5 weeks, right? So now you have done the basics. You know the basics of quant, right? You know the basics of DI. What is there in DI, right? And everything is done. Then you have to focus on maximizing your score. So JB has 18 seats for outside Maharashtra and 102 for Maharashtra. That has the reservation filter, right? Accordingly, that 51 for general and all those things. So that is there. JBMS, yes, it takes admission through CMAT also, but again, like it takes admission through all these. So, in my opinion, cracking Maharashtra CET might be easier than cracking CMAT, because in CMAT you will have to study GK as well, right? People, if you are very good at GK, then definitely I would say CMAT is a better option, uh, because the other sections are quite easy in CMAT. So CMAT, GK is the game changer. In this, all the sections are, I mean, moderate to difficult, not easy ones. Okay, and then you should take around 8 to 10 mock tests. That should be a good number of mock tests. So once every week, or like three times in 2 weeks, that should be your ideal strategy. And you should not only take mock tests, but should also analyze them thoroughly. So let's say if you write a mock test for 150 minutes, okay, you should take 3 hours to, then you should add 3 hours for analyzing them, right? So while analysis, see that what went wrong, right? Either you did not know the question, did you get stuck in any of the questions, right? So whenever you write mock tests, right, whenever you write mock tests in some online space, you get the details, right? How much time you spent per question. So think that which are the questions that you should have done, which are the questions you should have skipped, right? So that should be taken care of. Okay. Okay, and then this is the thorough analysis of mocks. Then I would say that practice visual reasoning also, because that is something which is unique, right? It's a unique section, not present in other examinations, right? You do not see visual reasoning much. I mean, there might be like in maybe in CMAT, in SNAP, they have 1 or 2 questions, but not like 25 questions is way too high, right? 25 questions out of 200, that is 1/8 of the paper, is very high. So you cannot skip this altogether. Practice a few questions. Know the different type of patterns they change, like mirror image, water image. What are the things that they do generally in it, right? So if you practice a few questions, you will build speed of that. Okay. Then, as I said, the puzzles are very important. I told you last year there were 41 out of 75, right? In the reasoning section, you had 7 puzzle sets. Now you have to attempt, if you are targeting JPMS, then definitely you will have to attempt 4 to 5 sets at least. Even you could have done 6 also. So again, that is a speed-based thing, right? The puzzles are very systematic. Like unlike CAT, where they ask anything, right? In CAT, you do not have any defined pattern for DILR. They can ask you anything. They can ask you some any random logical kind of DI or LR, right? But here you have very definite thing, right? So there will be like circular arrangement. There could be linear arrangement, right? Then there is floor puzzle. Okay. Then there could be matrix-based puzzle, right? Or scheduling puzzle, wherein they give you Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Then there could be date-based puzzle, right? Some dates are given that on 2 dates people have interviews. So they are very defined puzzles. Okay, one good thing is they are very defined puzzles. So practice them in good number, right? So at least do, I would say, like try to do two to three sets every day. Okay, measure time. Okay, I would recommend that with time. Okay, and see that how much can you reduce your time? Let's say initially you are taking 10 minutes to solve a set, then reduce it practice by practice, you can reduce that time to 8 minutes. Then you might come down to 10 minutes, from 10 to 8 to 8 to 7, 6, 5. So try to reduce this as much as possible, and then think that how many sets are you going to attempt in the examination, right? So I give you the entire distribution of last year's paper. So you know that, okay, I take on an average 6 minutes per puzzle. So if I do 5 puzzles in the examination, 30 minutes will be gone in just solving puzzles. Okay, and that is also not sure that whether you will be able to solve all those puzzles. So you will have to take some buffer time. So accordingly, you can adjust your strategy. I take around 5 to 7 minutes to solve a DI set. I take this much time to solve arithmetic questions. So that you will have to tabulate yourself, right? Because you might be good in some subject. I do not know, maybe you are good in quant, very good in, very fast in calculations, but you are slow in reasoning. Or there could be some people who are good at solving reasoning questions, but might struggle in quant. Or some people can do verbal very quickly. So accordingly, you will have to measure this time. So whenever you do this mock analysis, right, measure all these things also, that how much are you able to, how much time do you take on an average to solve different type of questions. Okay. Then in quant, I would say that DI sets are a key. Why do I say that? Because DI sets are like, you get, first of all, you get set questions, right? If you solve a DI set, you can get 5 questions, right? 5 or 6, whatever is the number of questions in that set, you will get all of those right. Okay. Individual questions, if you target, that would be one question, one by one. But if you solve a DI set, you will definitely get at least 4 out of 5, because one question they might give some additional data, 1 or 2 questions, but most of the questions you can get right. Okay. For DI also, I will be telling some shortcuts. What are some of the shortcuts, some quant tricks and all. So if you are not on Gradeup app, tomorrow I have one session at 3:30. Okay, 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, some shortcuts for, you can download the Gradeup app and watch that session, shortcuts. Okay. Then we have next thing that we are going to, next strategy is for verbal section, right? So verbal section, people do not pay attention, right? Some people ignore this section. Some people find it difficult. The best way to tackle verbal is by eliminating options, right? So sometimes, especially in reading comprehension, learn how to eliminate options. Okay, the best way is to eliminate options. Once you eliminate options, then you can choose that this should be the correct answer, right? So verbal is something where, I mean, even if you read the question, you have 5 options, you have to go through them. In quant and reasoning, you solve, you get the answer, you mark the answer. But in verbal, you will have to read the options also carefully, right? So practice that. We will have sessions on verbal as well. There will be teachers who will be taking sessions on verbal also. And in our course also, we'll be having all these classes in detail. Okay. So some of you were asking what you should do every day. So I would say that you should ideally spend around 3 hours of preparation. That is the least. You can do more practice than that as well, right? So for reading comprehension, I would say 2 sets daily. So if you have 120, you have 60 days. Even if you take study on 50 days, you will have done 100 RCs, right? That is a good number. If you solve 100 RCs, right? People sell some book like 99 RC and so on. So if you are able to do 100 RCs, I believe that is a good number. But you have to do this religiously. Okay. Every day, make sure that you should practice reading comprehension, at least 2 sets a day. You can do more also. If you feel that you are not strong at it, you can do more also. Okay. Then grammar questions, I would say 15 questions, 15 to 20 questions from past year papers. If you are subscribed to Gradeup app, if you have Gradeup app, we have daily quizzes. So you might find some questions there as well. If you enroll in our courses, we will give you a lot of practice material. So you will get enough content over there. Okay. Then analytical puzzles, I would say 2 sets or even more. I would say 4 to 5 sets, seeing the intensity of the question, right? So I would say that 4 to 5 sets. So I would recommend, like, increase this to 4 to 5 sets, spend around 45-50 minutes daily. right? So you can scale it to 4 to 5 sets, because that requires something. I mean, conceptually you might be good, but by practice you can scale up your speed, because speed is quite important. Okay. Critical reasoning, yes, I would say like bank PO type, right? Do that as well. I mean, practice in good numbers, but critical reasoning is like there are individual questions, right? You have to read a long passage. So if you are good, like if you are good with reading, you have great reading speeds, you can solve verbal ability questions also fast. It means that you should be able to do those critical reasoning as well. But majority of the population, I'm not saying that you should not attempt critical reasoning, but like if majority of the people have tendency to do analytical reasoning better. Okay. Yes, if you are good at critical reasoning, then definitely you should practice. I mean, you should solve those questions also. Then miscellaneous reasoning also you should try. Like one day you pick up syllogisms. Syllogisms are quite easy, right? And all those things, you practice those miscellaneous topics. Okay, spend some time on those. Non-verbal reasoning, that is your abstract reasoning, right? Do find some questions. You will get them on in our course also. Will have questions on them, right? And then I mean, you can refer to if you have some books and also you might get there as well. Okay, for DI, I would say that 2 to 3 sets daily. DI is not very lengthy. DI is moderate. Okay, DI is moderate. I would say reasoning is time consuming, right? It takes a lot of time to make those puzzles. Okay. Learn concepts and practice or mock to mock learning from questions. Okay, so I would say that you have sufficient time. You can if you have those books, Ren and Martin, right? And what is the other book? There is one more book for grammar, Henry. Which one is that? One more. If you have those books, Ren and Martin, so you can prepare in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Like till January end, you can build concepts, right? Suppose you are not good at data interpretation, right? Build concepts. Okay, suppose you do not know what is syllogism. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would say focus on building concepts. Okay, so Aditya, you can learn concepts in the 2 to 3 weeks. That is a good enough time, right? Spend more time. I've written 3 hours. This is the bare minimum that you should do, right? It should not be that I said that 3 hours, you can go for 6 hours of preparation every day, right? So, I mean, good to increase that. Okay. And then quant word problems also you should practice, because you have around 8 to 10 problems in quant also, right? So you need to practice those as well. Govind, you cannot skip any section altogether. See, quant is 50 questions, right? How much can you skip in that? At least, I mean, target those easy topics in quant. There are certain easy topics like number series, approximation, right? Quadratic equation. Those are very standard topics, easy to do, right? And in that also, I mean, I wouldn't say that skip altogether. You can minimize the number of attempts. Maybe you solve just 2 DI and some miscellaneous, some series and all those. So you are done with around 30 questions, right? But you cannot skip all the section altogether. Okay. Vivek, I would say that, the last thing which I have mentioned here is reading newspaper. Now, why reading newspaper is important? It helps you in verbal ability, right? You will get your better understanding of grammar. You will understand how sentences are structured. See, what is sentence correction? If you know the structures correct, you can do all those corrections. You know that sentence rearrangement. Although you will not be solving questions, but that will be building your ability to read and understand. You will realize that this is not the correct way to write sentence, right? If you read verbal newspapers daily, you will develop good vocabulary. It will enhance your reading comprehension skills. Although you are not answering questions, but you will understand, you will get a better grasp of it. Then CR is also developed. You will develop critical reasoning, that what is the summary of this, right? What is the assumption behind this author, right? And what should be the relevant courses of action and all those things you build by reading regularly, right? So regular reading is a must for tackling the VA section. Okay. VA, okay, so VA accuracy nahi aati. Okay, so what we will do is we will have session for that as well. Okay. So this is the minimum. I've written the minimum. So you can dedicate 6 hours, 8 hours, as much as you can. Okay. All right. So to assist you in this examination, we have come up with a course. It's a structured course, right? It won't be like random topics taken, right? It will have all topics covered for CMAT and Maharashtra CET 2021. So we are covering both these examinations because most of the people prepare for both these examinations. Okay. And one good thing that it is in Hindi. Okay, Hindi in the sense that हिंदी में पढ़ाया जाएगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि कई स्टूडेंट्स की डिमांड आ रही थी हमारे पास, अभी तक जितने हमारे कोर्सेज होते थे इंग्लिश में पढ़ाते हैं, समझने में दिक्कत होती है, ठीक है। क्या होता है कि इंग्लिश आपको आती है बट यू फील मोर कंफर्टेबल व्हेन समवन टीचर्स इन हिंदी, होता है कि नहीं, खासकर महाराष्ट्र सीईटी में आप महाराष्ट्र रीजन से मोस्टली लोग होते हैं, इंग्लिश ठीक है आपको आती है बट कम्युनिकेशन में यू फील बेटर व्हेन समवन कम्युनिकेट्स इन हिंदी, राइट। सो दिस विल बी इन हिंदी, ठीक है। तो जो पढ़ाने का मोड होगा वो हिंदी में रहेगा ताकि आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ सके, ठीक है। एनरोलमेंट शुरू हो चुके हैं, 150 से ज्यादा क्लासेस हैं, ठीक है, बहुत मतलब काफी हैं। इसमें अगर आप कुछ आप सीमैट की हटा भी दो फिर भी सीईटी इटसेल्फ की 100 से ज्यादा क्लासेस होंगी, ठीक है। पूरे क्वांट, डीआई, एलआर, सो एवरीथिंग विल बी टॉट इन दिस। आई विल बी ऑल्सो टीचिंग इन दिस, ठीक है। मैं भी इसमें आपको रीजनिंग और डीआई में पढ़ाऊंगा और टीचर्स हैं जो क्वांट पढ़ाएंगे, इंग्लिश पढ़ाएंगे, सो पूरा कवर होगा। दोनों एग्जाम्स का कवरेज है क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं सीमैट भी देते हैं और महाराष्ट्र सीईटी भी देते हैं, ठीक है। और इसमें मॉक टेस्ट भी दिए जाएंगे, ठीक है। सीईटी और सीमैट के मिला के अराउंड 14 मॉक टेस्ट होंगे। इसमें हर क्लास के साथ आपको पीडीएफ दी जाएगी स्टडी नोट्स के फॉर्म में, ठीक है। जीके वगैरह उन सबके, तो सीमैट की कोई प्रिपरेशन कर रहा है तो सीमैट के लिए जीके पीडीएफ सब कुछ दिया जाएगा, ठीक है। और इसके लिए भी स्टडी नोट्स दिए जाएंगे हर सब्जेक्ट के, मतलब आपको नोट्स अगर चाहिए कि क्या इसके शॉर्टकट्स होते हैं, फॉर्मूले होते हैं, वो सब उनमें रहेंगे। प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन है तो मॉक्स और जितने सेक्शनल टेस्ट ये सब मिला के 4000 से ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन है। तो गुड पूल ऑफ क्वेश्चन, राइट, गुड कंटेंट, ठीक है। लाइक सम ऑफ यू मस्ट हैव ऑलरेडी एनरोल्ड विद अस, आपको पता होगा कि अच्छा कंटेंट रहता है, ठीक है। So that will be the case, and we will have like good mentors. I'll show you the list of mentors also, ठीक है। इसका लेवल थोड़ा स्नैप से थोड़ा हाई रहता है, ठीक है। काफी डिफरेंट पैटर्न है। अगर आप पहले तैयारी नहीं की है और आपको स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे में तैयारी करनी है तो आप कोर्स में एनरोल कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। तो इसके लिए क्या करना है, हमारा एक ग्रेडअप सुपर सब्सक्रिप्शन मॉडल होता है। तो कोई भी, अगर आपको जैसे कोई भी कोर्स में एनरोल होना है ग्रेडअप में, तो आपको सब्सक्रिप्शन लेना पड़ता है, ठीक है। तो सपोज आप जैसे अभी सीईटी की तैयारी कर रहे हो, आपको किसी को अगर कैट की तैयारी करनी है तो कैट के लिए आप 12 महीने का ले सकते हो। अगर आपको सीईटी की तैयारी करनी है, ठीक है, सीईटी और सीमैट इन सब की तैयारी करनी है, या आपने कोई एग्जाम दे दी है और आपको जीडीपीआई की तैयारी करनी है, तो आप 3 महीने का सब्सक्रिप्शन ले सकते हो क्योंकि नेक्स्ट 3 महीने में ज्यादातर जीडीपीआई हो जाएंगे और ये एग्जाम्स भी कवर हो जाएंगे, ठीक है। तो ये इसमें आपको ऐसे अलग से कोर्स परचेज नहीं करना है, आपको सब्सक्रिप्शन लेना है। फिर चाहे आप और कोर्सेज में एनरोल होना चाहें, आप उसमें भी एनरोल हो सकते हैं। अगर आपने इससे सुपर सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लिया तो अगर आपको मान लीजिए और कोर्सेज भी तैयार करने हैं तो आप उससे प्रिपेयर कर सकते हो, ठीक है। तो इसके लिए आप, अगर आपको ज्यादा डिटेल्स चाहिए, प्राइसिंग एंड ऑल, आप इस नंबर पे कॉल कर सकते हो। दे विल गाइड यू दैट व्हाट आर द prices for all this, so you can enroll in this plan. Okay, so it is a structured course. जैसा मैंने बताया कि हिंदी में क्लासेस ली जाएंगी तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। मतलब कई लोगों को लगता है कि इंग्लिश में पढ़ाने में ऐसा होता है उतना अच्छे से समझ में नहीं आता है, वो अपनापन नहीं बनता है, ठीक है। इंग्लिश क्योंकि बाहर की लैंग्वेज है तो भले ही आप अटेम्प्ट इंग्लिश में करते हो, सब कुछ क्वेश्चन आप इंग्लिश में पढ़ते हो, लेकिन आपको लगता है कि कोई हिंदी में पढ़ाएगा, हिंदी में बोलेगा तो अच्छे से समझ में आता है। तो डोंट वरी, वी विल हैव एवरीथिंग इन हिंदी, Okay. Acha, so there is one more announcement that Gradeup is conducting MBA Conclave 2021, which will include speakers like Chetan Bhagat, Sriharsha, Vikas Lakhani, Imon Goswami, Hemant Mudgal, Shobit Bhatnagar. So these are the top speakers of this on 16th and 17th of January. If you want to hear about the life experiences of these people, right? People go to TED Talk and pay fees, right? लोग TED Talk में जाके पैसे खर्च करते हैं सुनने के लिए. So you will get to hear from these people for free, right? So on 16th of 17th of January ये फ्री में है. आप Gradeup साइट पे जाइए और इसमें आप एनरोल कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो 2 दिन का एक कॉन्क्लेव है. इसमें ये सब स्पीकर्स होंगे और ये सब आपकी हेल्प करेंगे. और अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया, आप हमारे वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए. प्लीज शेयर दिस वीडियो विद योर फ्रेंड्स हु आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर सीईटी. और आपकी कोई भी क्वेरीज हैं सीईटी से रिलेटेड, आप कमेंट कर सकते हैं. वी विल रिस्पॉन्ड टू यू. ठीक है, कोई भी स्ट्रैटेजी रिलेटेड थिंग या कोई भी असिस्टेंस चाहिए. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. For the next few days we are going to we have this channel. We keep taking classes for all the examinations. कोई भी MBA एग्जाम होता है, कैट की तैयारी होती है, उसके बाद हमने जैट, IFT, आजकल IFT क्लासेस भी चल रही है, तो सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिएगा. आप रोज रोज सेशन देख सकते हैं. दैट इज फॉर फ्री. ठीक है, तो अभी सीईटी और सीमैट की भी कुछ क्लासेस होंगी यूट्यूब पे भी, तो आप वो भी अटेंड कर सकते हैं. और अगर आपको स्ट्रक्चर वे में पढ़ना है, पूरा आपको सब चीज चाहिए, मॉक टेस्ट भी चाहिए, और आपको पूरा डिटेल स्ट्रक्चर वे में पूरा सिलेबस कवर करने वैसी वाली क्लासेस चाहिए, तो उसके लिए हमारा कोर्स भी है. ठीक है, तो आप उसमें एनरोल कर सकते हैं. ये हमारा नंबर है, आप इसमें कॉल कर सकते हैं. और ये है हमारे मेंटर्स जो MBA और MBA के जितने भी एग्जाम होते हैं हम सभी लोग देते रहते हैं. तो कैट में है, या फिर उसके बाद कैट, क्योंकि कैट परसेंटाइल को सबसे ज्यादा पूछा जाता है मार्केट में, तो कैट परसेंटाइल दे रखी है. तो सब एक्सपर्ट्स हैं अलग अलग सेक्शंस के, क्वांट, DILR, VARC, राइट. सो वी हैव पीपल स्कोरिंग 100 परसेंटाइल. ठीक है, क्वांट में, किसी की DILR में, वर्बल में. सो सब एक से एक बड़े टीचर्स हैं, राइट. सो यू कैन नॉट गेट दीज गुड मेंटर्स एट वन सिंगल प्लेटफॉर्म. ठीक है, तो ये टीचर्स हैं, इनमें से आपको लोग पढ़ाएंगे, मैं भी आपको पढ़ाऊंगा. ठीक है, और मुझे कुछ लोग जानते भी होंगे, लास्ट ईयर भी मैंने यूट्यूब में कुछ सेशंस लिए थे. ठीक है, तो मैं भी इस कोर्स में आपको पढ़ाऊंगा. और ऑल द बेस्ट कहना चाहूंगा. अभी आपके पास काफी टाइम है. 60 दिन बहुत होते हैं. 60 दिन में आप अच्छे से अगर मन लगा के तैयारी करो, जैसा कि मैंने कहा कि पहले 2-3 हफ्ते में कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर कर लो, सारे बेसिक्स, और उसके बाद रेगुलर प्रैक्टिस करते रहो. तो क्यों नहीं हो पाएगा, हर कोई कर सकता है. लोग ऐसे होते हैं कि बहुत कम मार्क्स से, मतलब कुछ लोग ऐसे होंगे जिनके 50-60 नंबर लास्ट ईयर आए होंगे. ठीक है, या जिनके मॉक में भी 60, 70, 80 में चल रहे होंगे. 140 प्लस आराम से स्केल कर सकते हैं. तो ऑल द बेस्ट विद द प्रिपरेशन, राइट. सो Gradeup is there to assist you. We have courses, we have launched course for that. So both for these examinations, Maharashtra CET and CMAT. Okay, so prepare with us, and that's all what I have to say, right. So do subscribe to our channel for regular updates on all MBA prep examinations. Prep smart, score better, go Gradeup.